Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES, which you'll notice right now, ES inside day at the moment, the previous session closing within a relatively narrow range, also a squat bar there, as it was a digestive day ahead of today's economic data releases here. GDP report coming out, ADP, non-farm employment chain's already out, and then later on we're going to have Fed Chair Powell speaking, beige book, pending home sales and other things. So again, Fed Chair Powell is going to be one thing to keep an eye on later on today around lunchtime. That's going to provide perhaps some headline risk that could lead to some expansion type moves. The fact that we had a hard turnaround at this top over here and turn back into the narrow trading range suggests we could be looking at a test at the edge of this range very soon, and a break at this edge could be significant as it could open up the lower portion of the previous range. So right now, very compressed price action. We'll see which way we go. One thing to keep in mind though, uptrending PIMA trigger zone right here, 8-period average right now providing resistance if for some reason there is a bullish move and a push to the top of this range. It could lead to a really quick move back toward highs. As of right now, this market appears a bit compressed with a downward bias to begin the week, and that suggests we could be looking at more of a pullback up ahead. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ right now with a 100-point range for the day. Inside day, downtrending price action, especially from Friday's overnight high, and we've seen lower highs, lower lows day over day, and are now at the edge of this narrow range right here. Again, sitting right at this bottom edge right here. Inside day, a failure to hold right now, which it's currently failing. That 11.8, 11.8 was big time. That's the level we talked about. If we can only get through that level, it could lead to some strength. It tried, it failed at 12K. It's given up 11.8 a couple of times now, and a failure back here at 500 opens up the lower end of this range at 10.6. So we could be looking at another 1,000-point decline up ahead if price gives out the 11,500 level. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil having a big day right now. This one's up 3.4% at the moment. Big time move to the upside. The previous session, we started to see a little bit of resistance come into play and a pullback here, but one thing we mentioned was 76.25 was going to be the key level to watch. The fact that we had seen already an initial rejection here, and this was a lower low rejection, suggested the next day that price just needed to hold that level on any pullback. If there was a retest during the day, it could be defended for a continuation up. Right now we're seeing a big time boost to the upside, already trading 81 here, 80, 90, and 80.99 the high of the day at the moment. Only a 64% of ADR day right now, so that means there's much more upside ahead. Been averaging $4.07 on the 10-day basis. Right now we're at $2.59, so we could be looking at another $1.40 to the upside and still be within the overall average of the last 10 days. So again, another $1.40 of range could be ahead. So this market right now, stop run day up, big push back above the 8-period average, big recovery back above 76.25. Well, we mentioned earlier this week on Monday, if price can reject 76.25, we could be looking at a bounce back to 85 up ahead. All right, taking a look now at gold futures. Right now, you'll notice gold futures here still kind of sitting at the higher end of this range. This pivot low right now continues to remain a strong low on this pullback, and we've seen a push higher at the moment. This thing is still sitting below 1780 and hasn't really wanted to get much higher than that, but for the most part, holding this edge right here and this pivot suggests that we could be looking at a continuation to the upside toward the 1820 to 1830 target. That's the target we talked about that could be the high end if we were able to take out 1740. So when we were recovering 1680, we said there's 60 points up to 1740. Through 1740 could open up 1820 to 1830. So it broke through it, Here's a retest, trying right now. Not the strongest, but also not failing at the moment. Holding that edge, and if it continues to hold 1738.5, we could be looking at 1830 up ahead. Lastly, taking a look at ETH futures. This one up right now 3.7%. It was able to stave off a failure below 1100 right now. Again, still hasn't gotten the 1355s right there. That one right there, again, is the midpoint of this range of the impulse sell-off. That could have given us a very nice key range. Even getting it now would still be indicative that this is the edge to watch. We have the boundary set here at 1700, the boundary set here at 1000. That's the range, and that has been the range this entire time. It got above it one time, failed back below, and worked downward. So this continues to be a major range to watch, although it's not a perfect key range. Those are the edges. Currently trading in the lower distribution of this edge. At some point we may transition and trade in the upper distribution down the way. So again, continue to watch the edges of this range. 1000 on the low end, 1700 on the upper end. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.